Please warmly welcome the Managing Director of the European AI Forum, Daniel Abbou, the Head of Government Affairs and Public Policy at Google, Georgieva, and your host, the co-founder and chairman of AI Austria, Clemens Wasner.
Hello, morning.
Welcome. Thanks for being here today. We're looking forward to a surely exciting discussion. I'm handing over to you, Clemens.
Yep, thank you, Ina. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Also, good morning to the YouTube stream. For the next 20 minutes in this panel, as the title says, we would like to talk about the economic impact of AI and especially what's in it from a SME perspective. And before we dive into the questions, so to speak, I would like to ask each of you for a very brief opening statement. So, ladies first.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, and hello, everyone, to the YouTube stream. Very nice to hear that. I think if we talk about artificial intelligence and economic impact, it's an underestimation that we say it will have an economic impact. We have seen the growth and the use and the awareness around AI for the last several years. As a company, as Google, we've been using AI for quite a long time. I will drop here now a bit the Nobel Prize. I think this is the moment where you can see what AI can actually achieve and benefit for society. On the economic part, AI, in particular generative AI, economists call it general purpose technology, like electricity or steam technology. It has really the impact to accelerate productivity and efficiency. It will have a lot of the potential to reduce simple tasks by automatization. It will also have the opportunity and the possibility to grow with productivity through. Sorry, I'm a bit of a didn't have a coffee in the morning, so that's always a bad start. In any sense, I think we will talk about some numbers I brought with me afterwards, but I think we used last year, in the last 2 years, we've seen a lot about excitement on the use of AI, and I think now it's the question how to use it in particular. We have seen with Google Cloud quite a lot of uptake through business, small and big businesses, and this is very interesting how it will actually also produce productivity, and the question is that you need just to make the first step to start using it.
Thank you very much. We will dive into the numbers later on because you brought lots of numbers. So, Daniel, please, a short opening statement.
Yeah, hi, I'm Daniel. I had 2 coffees this morning. I'm the general manager of the German AI Association and also of the European AI Forum. So, and I'm from your favorite neighboring country, which is not Switzerland. The point is the following. I think we have the last 2 years or 3 years. What is AI? What is generative AI? The whole discussion about the problems and the risks and stuff like that. And you had the point which we all have in the problem of implementation, and now we have to solve the point that we have not to talk about AI, that we have to implement AI. But the problem is that we have a very, how can I say, Hollywood-like discussion about AI. You have, on the one hand, in the tech bubble, who say AI is the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, and on the other hand, you have the people who say it's the worst thing that ever happened to humankind. And this is both, if I can say this on YouTube, bullshit. We have to demystify AI. We have to break it down to concrete use cases and stop this Hollywood-like discussion about AI and to see where it can help the people, society, but also companies. And I think this is the task we have to do in 24, 25, 26, is to demystify AI and giving companies and people the possibility of seeing where it concretely can help us. We have to get out of this philosophical discussions, and this would be my opening statement. Thank you.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Thanks a lot. Speaking of SMEs, because both of you brought this up, we've been doing this event, Applied AI conference, together with the Austrian Economic Chamber already now for 6 years. So I think this is our 15th or 16th event.
Okay.
And what we noticed is it's very easy to, let's say, get this into action from the large corporations. So if you have, let's say, stock-listed companies, they listen to the applications or the applied AI examples, and afterwards it takes them maybe 12 to 18 months until they set up their own, let's say, use case discovery, POCs, and so on. At the same time, we found out that if you want to reach the SMEs, you really need to go where the SMEs are. So we also had, for example, a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, a tour through all of Austria, through all of 9 provinces, where we engaged with SMEs, and there the discussion was, how can you actually use this in an SME environment where you don't have dedicated teams for AI, or sometimes you don't even have development teams. So it would be interesting to hear, how do you see this in Germany, the SME perspective? Like, what is your organization doing, both on a German level and, let's say, European level, specifically to bring AI to SMEs?
I think it is a point of which kind of use cases do you want to implement into an SME? If some tech bros are coming and saying, so with AI we will completely change your company, you have a very defensive point on the other side. And what you have also to realize is that there is a generational gap in how we use data, how we access data, how we want to share data. So one of my classic examples is, like, for example, you have a 65-year-old SME CEO, who lives like 40 years in his data silo, and his biggest fear is that his blueprints end up in Shenzhen or in Hong Kong. On the other hand, you have the 25-year-old entrepreneur, AI entrepreneur, who goes to the 65-year-old and said, the best thing you should do is make data sharing with your competitors. And then they're off. This is not the case. What I think the tech bubble has to realize is to make simple, easy to understand use cases within the SMEs. This can be from back office to process automation or whatever. But we don't have to overwhelm them with this, we will change your company and stuff like that. We have to make it concrete. We have to make it simple. So I think half a year ago, I don't know the English name, but Schreinerinnung Bayern. And this was really interesting, because I asked them, what do they need, or what do they think they need that AI can help them with? And they gave me a list. It was many back office stuff and stuff like that. And I gave it to our Bayerische Landesgruppe, and from the AI Association. And they were quite shocked what the Schreiners, the carpenters, would like to have. And I think there's a disparity in the tech bubble, what they think companies need. And I think it should be a learning process that AI companies learn what kind of products SMEs or KMUs need. That would be, I think, a very important point, understanding each other.
Thanks for the insights. Now, Ludmila, finally we can get to the numbers. Google very recently carried out a study across Europe about the economic impact of AI. And as coincidence have it, you also had a deep dive on Austria. So maybe you can share a little bit of insights about the study as such, and specifically what were some key findings, so interesting aspects in the Austrian ecosystem.
So indeed, we did the study with Implement Consulting Group, and it was in particular for Austria interesting to see that the growth potential of generative AI. And it's kind of like in the next till 2030, there is like a potential of 8% GDP growth, 35 to 40 billion euros. And this is something that sounds amazing. It's a big potential. The question is how. And when you see the requirement would be 50% of companies are really have use cases on AI. Now we have 11%. So this is a bit kind of a moment where you realize we have a lot of potential, but also a lot of work to do. We also see a difference between SMEs and larger companies. So larger companies, uptake of AI is around 30 to 40%. Within small and medium-sized enterprises is around 7 to 10%. So there is, again, this gap about how to bring the use cases. I think these are numbers. There is a lot of growth potential in terms of the service sector. Also in terms of agriculture, tourism, healthcare as well. Interesting is also we looked into the job market, what it means for the job market, and we realized that actually only 7% will be negatively affected by AI and generative AI. 35% of the jobs out now existing won't be really affected, and around 60%, 60% will be positively affected by generative AI. So there's again also because we've been talking one of those words, Fachkräftemangel, in Germany, in Austria, when you the lack of experts in the different areas. Again, here AI can help to reduce those simple tasks which are really boring and really quick, but also it will create a lot of new jobs as well and the need for other things. So I think these are numbers, and again, I'm with you talking about use cases. 2 weeks ago, we had the Google Cloud Summit in Vienna, featuring a lot of companies using Google Cloud, and I was really amazed what kind of companies are using already AI. And if I may just give 2 examples. One of an Austrian company, which is Emmy Award-winning about movies. They're using AI in the cultural sector. And also, I hope, please bear with me, biologist company that use AI to measure the different, the internet of the cow. So it's very interesting to see how it's actually a very simple use case, but it actually helps a lot, and they're quite of a successful, and it's basically using different sensors and AI to predict, to measure, and to estimate if a cow will be ill or sick, early alerts, and all of that. So these are very small use cases, but also, again, what is very important for us is as a company to say there is a big social benefit. And I think the Nobel Prize was mentioned by Marianne in the morning, using AI to predict proteins. And this is what Google DeepMind did. And I think this is what really accelerates now research and medical treatments. So this is from very small use cases to those really big flood prediction as well. And I think these are the big ones, just to help us to really solve and together social challenges. And then the small ones, really fascinating use cases.
I think that what you just said is so important, because of course it can be the big use cases, but the simple ones, also because of that people understand why AI can help them. So if I can make just a simple example there, a good friend of mine is a nurse in a hospital in Germany. And when she has her 9-hour shift, 1 to 1.5 hours is completely stupid Schreibarbeit. Yeah? She has to, with a pencil, yeah, mark the prescriptions she's writing out. She has to make, Strichlisten, yeah, 2024, yeah, Strichlisten. Then sometimes she has to convert them, type it into Excel and stuff like that. 1 to 1.5 hours from her 8 to 9 shift. What you said about the skilled worker shortage, she didn't do the job because she wants to do Strichlisten, yeah? She wants to help people. Why can't we give her a kind of chatbot with sensors and stuff like that? You can reduce, and this would be no thing at all to reduce this time from 1 hour to like 15 to 20 minutes. And the rest of the time she has to interact with the patients and stuff like that. These are quite simple tasks in the thing. And there we can see and there we can help people with that. And the skilled worker shortage that we have will become greater the next years. And without AI, it would be crazy not to use it. But we have to point it out to the people in simple cases, and there I would completely agree.
Yeah, this is like the perfect entry point to the next round of questions, because in the pre-discussion just now, where 2 of us had the coffee and 1 panelist unfortunately did not have a coffee, you said actually we had the agreement that the last couple of years was lots about talk about regulation and so on.
Yep.
And strategies and documents and so on, phone books have been written. But now when you say 2024, look, going forward, what do you think is now necessary to really bring this into the economy as such? So we basically now have the framework. There are certain government grant programs across Europe. I think Speed Invest, the Austrian VC, did a study and they identified around 550 grant programs that are for which AI companies are eligible. But most of the time it's the AI bubble, as you call it, or the tech bros that apply for these grants. What do you think is necessary to really push this now into the broader brick-and-mortar economy?
Well, that's the $2 billion question, I would say. If I would have a 100% sure answer on it, I would work at Accenture. No, but I would say the following. Like we are here at the WKO. We have the industry associations have to realize the importance of this technology, not only at the WKO itself, but also at its member companies. This, which is done. I was at quite a few WKO events, not only in Vienna, also in other states, Bundesländer. But there is still a deficit in information for CEOs to make the investment decision. I think this is one of the points because, well, let's say Europe's economy problematic at the moment, especially in Germany, but they have to realize that they have to invest not too much, but they have to commit themselves in this transformation. And I think that's especially also when you see the part of digitalization, which is like 20 years ago, they didn't commit to that as well. And they have to see, I hope they see the historic error they did in not digitizing as much and getting on board, because the AI startups are here. Yeah, they are in Vienna, they are in Graz, they are in Linz, and they are ready for work, because the point is what you just said with the grants. Grants are okay, but bureaucracy hell, but what they want, the startups that in Germany I have the pleasure of representing, are clients, are businesses, they don't want KI Innovationswettbewerb 3.0 and things like that. Yeah? It is about clients and getting in contact with brick and mortar technology, and there has to be investments there, and we have to educate and we have to convince them. And this is which is more a part also, I think, what governments should do in roundtables and stuff like that in delaying this message to the economy.
Speaking of brick and mortar businesses, just bear with me for a second. Time for an audience question, and not get blind with the lights. Who of you is from an AI company or AI service provider?
Hello. Okay.
Yes, nice. It's like 10%. And who of you is from, let's say, brick and mortar company, or let's say from a non-AI business? Like,
okay.
Good, this raises the question where the difference is working, but it's a good indicator.
Lawyers? Okay, good.
It's not about the AI Act. Now, I mean, as hopefully each of you is aware, we're not just doing this event to give talks and panel discussions and so on, but also that via the B2Match platform that you can book B2B meetings to exactly get in touch with this, let's say, to have this cross-pollination that Daniel and Lucy just laid out. So please make use of it. There are also rooms available for B2B meetings, and they will go into, let's say, especially when the official program ends around 3 p.m. or 3:40. Yeah, something like that. Good, we only have 1.5 minutes left, so there's a brief closing statement, and I think then we will be escorted from the stage already.
Maybe if I, on the question of awareness raising, I think, and as a big company, we always have, of course, also the responsibility. What we're trying to do is here also to raise awareness through upskilling. Upskilling is a very important part where you just, people get in touch with it that are not afraid of it, and not like Terminator coming now into your room, but rather really we launched AI fundamentals and AI essentials, basic upskilling courses for people who don't have any technical background. And just for the record, I'm a lawyer. I don't have a technical background as well. But this is how you actually can try out. There is a lot of companies working also with little tools in the company as well, just to make it people feel comfortable using this. Try it out. AI is it's not the solution, but it's one of the solutions. It's a tool, it's not the tool. And I think this is important also to be aware. It won't solve all of your problems, but it just make a small use case. Pick up a project that you think that it will be useful. You don't need to make it through a whole company at the first moment, just step by step. And I think this is where AI can help. Find a small project, do the upskilling courses. There is quite a lot out there, and I think this is where just to try it out. This is like what I would just suggest. For me as well, AI was completely new as well, a topic, but also just trying it out, using Gemini, writing an email is like, hey, please rephrase. So this is where I'm not a native English speaker, so sometimes English letters are very nice to have someone else giving me just a suggestion. It's, again, up to you if you will use the suggestion, but it's another possibility that you can just use.
Thanks a lot. These are the perfect closing words. To paraphrase Captain Picard, engage with AI. So, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.